Now, this is a video you may find either really interesting or really boring, depending on what you're into. But I wanted to have a really honest discussion with you guys about the YouTube algorithm, specifically the game which you have to play, not just on YouTube, but social media in general, and how I sort of fit my channel into that. Because I'm going to start off at the beginning. Initially, when I was starting this channel, I was playing the game. And I was, like, I had a regular reaction upload schedule, and anything else that I was doing, I would just do in between that. Like, I distinctly remember I did reactions, I believe it was every Friday and Monday. So I think it was a Stories of Sodor / Unlucky Tug reaction on the Sunday, and then it was a different fandom on the Monday, which was a good way of so it could have been like MLP, Hell of a Boss, stuff like that. And it was a good way of like separating it, and that's how I started getting an audience going. I started getting traction. I very quickly hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, I think I hit it within I hit it within a year of, like, I started YouTube. I created my account in April 2021, and I reached 1,000 in May of 2022. So, but I really started taking it seriously around January. So I got 1,000 subscribers in 5 months, which was insane. And then, but the thing is, I knew this was never going to be forever. I knew that university was on the horizon, and I knew that it was just also a fandom. It was like the Thomas fandom in general, and just some of the niche stuff I did. I knew it wasn't what I wanted to base my life around. I knew that I had other things that I really wanted to do with my life, different things that I wanted. Specifically, I do, and I still kind of keep this, I do not want to be known in like 10 years' time as a reaction YouTuber. I do these because I have fun with them, and they're a good way of getting my perspective out there and my kind of my personality, but they are not my main passion, if that makes sense. I don't think they're anyone's main passion, like, because the truth is I want to create my own stuff, and I think that I realized I was falling into that trap. I had people constantly requesting reactions that I didn't want to do. I had people asking when the next reaction video is going to come up. They were commenting that on videos which were completely unrelated to this video itself, which I found very disrespectful. And just in general, the toxic stigma surrounding reaction YouTubers, especially considering how much they've grown in recent years, was something I really, like, it was kind of unfair on me because I had so much more I wanted to give. But the truth of the matter is, reactions are good for the game. Now, I know I've been kind of using this kind of term, what is the game? You guys are probably thinking, what is the game? What is this kind of vicious algorithm? And you may or not be aware of it already. But I think it's quite clear to a lot of people, especially YouTubers, that the algorithm is not what it used to be. Obviously I started YouTube about a few years ago, but I've noticed I've been watching YouTube videos since like 2010, and being aware of that, being aware of how the algorithm works and how just how different videos are getting more popular, especially nowadays. Like, there were trends like back in 2011 that would last a year, that would last a full year. Here, they are lucky to last a day. That's insane. You have to be on top of it constantly. And, like, that consistency is what makes or break your channel. And it's what I feel is, obviously, my channel's still around and I still have an audience, but it's what's breaking this channel from going any further than I think I've let it. Obviously, barring a massive channel rebrand, where I start uploading consistently, I have an actual persona behind it, and I start actually, treating this channel like a business. And I think it's that keyword there, business. YouTube is a business. It's an entertainment industry. And using, initially it was kind of just, it was a social platform, and now that people are kind of taking it more seriously, it's now socially acceptable to have YouTube as a full-time career, and and TikTok and that kind of thing, those influencers, it's now socially acceptable for. And with that, like, there's a quote from the third Rocky film. I'm not sure if you've seen it. Like, it was kind of when Mickey's talking to Rocky. He says like, the worst thing happened to you. You got civilized. That's what happened to YouTube. It got civilized, and quite frankly, it's got pros and cons. Obviously, people are taking it seriously, and it's kind of like, it's good that people are looking forward to going towards the future, to kind of these new ways of creating a business, especially after lockdown. But the downsides of it, for people like me who just want to have fun, means we can't get our voices heard because it's being lost in the other people who are playing the game. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of the lucky ones, believe it or not. A 2K subscriber channel is one of the lucky ones, because I've gained my audience and I've found somewhat of an identity and somewhat of a, obviously not really a consistency because of like my schedule and how busy I am, but just in general, I found a place where I feel comfortable doing the stuff I love and just getting my stuff out there for people to hear. So I'm very, very lucky, and I'm very blessed, and it took me a while to kind of get to this place. Where it goes from here is uncertain. Quite frankly, I don't know where this channel's headed. So right now, I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm just enjoying making content, using it as a creative vent, just doing all this fun stuff, man. Like reactions, covers, original stories, skits, like voice acting. I'm having so much fun. And I don't want some business algorithm to ruin that. But the thing is, at some point, I do have to ask myself, is this channel the way forward for me? Is this channel going to become a source of income? Is it going to be me following my passion? And if I wanted to do that, then I'd need to, like, play the game hard. Because this channel is very far behind. I'd need to start uploading, like, consistent quality content. I'm not saying I don't do that already, but in terms of consistency, because I think one thing you may notice, like I mentioned earlier, I do a bunch of stuff for different fandoms. MLP, Hell of a Boss, obviously Thomas the Tank Engine, very, very niche stuff. But how the algorithm, and to be honest, this is kind of a complaint I have with today's society in general. I'm blabbering on a bit, but everyone loves putting everyone in their own little box. And yeah, we all love our boxes. Like, oh, there's this kind of content creator that makes Thomas content and only Thomas content. And, oh, there's this person here we can go to for our feel of sports news, that kind of level of people, level of entertainment. Like, people love the little kind of, the logos, the tags. Everyone loves putting everything in a little box. And with how social media has changed our lives nowadays, we are now in a position where it's become so much more vicious and so much more tight, where there's very little blurring of the lines, and those who do are channels I have very good respect for, because they manage to play the game, but they're not being confined to anything specific. I have so much respect for people who don't like give in and like listen to their gut and do stuff that they want to do, no matter what fandom or what like topic they do. So those are the kind of channels I have a lot of respect for. As for me, like I said, I'm having fun at the moment, but at the same time, there is going to come a point, because from where my interests have led me and where my passion lies, I think I want to pursue something in the creative industry as a full-time career. Because, like I said, my passion. And it's what I enjoy doing. It's almost the only thing I've known. Like, it's my place where I feel heard. It's my place where it feels okay to be myself. My personality, all of it, and, just in general, the the sense that I can come to this channel and upload something and create, something with a story behind it, or just show off me as a person, show off my talent, my skills, and people will eat it up. And they're obviously they'll give me constructive criticism on it, which I'm glad you do, and just I'm just so grateful that I have this space, and it's a safe space for me. And I guess I'm a little bit intimidated of it not becoming that because of how vicious the algorithm is. But at the same time, there's sacrifice, and there is kind of a sense of, do I want this channel to go further than it is right now? If so, how do I play the game? Because... And it's a tough decision. It's a really, really tough decision. Like, everyone's always saying, oh, you got to stay motivated and that kind of stuff. And I consider myself fairly good at keeping myself motivated. But a lot of people, it's damaging mentally. Really, I found myself getting burnt out quickly after I started getting a schedule together, and it's burning. It's very, very burning, and I know I shouldn't really be scared of it, because that's kind of like, that's the price you pay, and it's the amount of work. Because at the end of the day, it's worth it, right? You're getting paid for doing something you love, and if you don't put the work in it, you'd never get the true satisfaction of getting like a really big video done, getting a really big series done. It's a conundrum. It's a conundrum, but it helps that I'm not alone. Because the friend group I've made at uni, you guys may have noticed actually, because I recently recorded a cover with my good friend Corey. Obviously, you've seen James on a few of my videos. This is kind of like, and we've even talked about at some point creating a media company, and you having that as our creative event. And it kind of made me realize that's what this channel is, and why I started getting them on board with this, because I really wanted them to have their voices heard, because they're people I care about, and they are people who I see so much talent and potential in. And especially, and not only like for them, but like what it does for me as well, like the emotional and comedic synergy I have with them. They are kind of like people who I can move forward in my life with. Obviously, I'm not saying I'll end up with them in my life in like 10 years time. They'll probably like go away, who knows? But I'm very, very grateful. If you're watching, I'm very, very grateful to all of you for, allowing me this kind of space, allowing me to be myself around you guys. And obviously, just if you want to do something on this channel, please do let me know. It's uncertain. A lot of it's uncertain, and the game is very challenging and it's very daunting. And there's pros and cons to it, and you need to balance it out and decide what decision is best for you. Are you willing to sacrifice, create a channel for fun? Are you willing to, what are you willing to give in order to follow your dream? That's the whole point of sacrifice, and that's kind of the crossroad. I don't find myself at it quite yet, because I need to get through uni first. But at the same time, there is such a thing as you need to have that kind of discussion with yourself. And even then, it's not even 100% certain, which I think is what's so intimidating about it. But I kind of push that to the back of my mind because, okay, I don't consider myself the most talented or even the funniest human being on the planet, okay? I don't consider myself special in any way, but I have passion. I love what I do, and I'm willing to keep doing it day in, day out. And, I'm willing to wake up and think creatively. Think, okay, can I do something about this today? Or just in general, I'm very motivated. I wake up, I get a plan in my mind. What am I going to do today? And I think that passion trumps a lot of talent. And because obviously passion means you are willing to put in the work for what you want, and that's what gets, I know everyone complains about the lack of talented artists in some of the creative industry, but that's because they played the game right. They talked to people, they put in the work, to get there. And sure, a lot of it is luck based, but they played the game. And the question is, are you willing to play the game? Because right now that's something I need to figure out myself. And that's kind of why what I wanted to have an honest discussion with you and also make it clear what this channel was about. I know I've rambled on for about 15 minutes, but just all in all, are you willing to play the game? Am I willing to play the game? This is that kind of self-discovery which we're all going through, I think, when we're considering getting into the creative industry. Because who knows if, like, in 10 years' time, I want to be in the creative industry. Who fucking knows? But I'm very grateful for this channel and having this space to feel creative and have my own space to do stuff that I want. But is it in my future? That's what I don't know. So I'm being completely and utterly honest with you guys, and hopefully you guys understand that, because you've been super understanding before, and I trust you guys to do it again. So thank you guys very, very much for coming to my TED Talk. And just in general supporting this channel, because this channel's a piece of me, you know? It's a piece where I can, yeah, like I said, I can be myself, be creative. And I'm very grateful to have that space. So thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. Like I said, I can't promise if this channel is in my future, but I will try my damnedest to give quality, creative, and enjoyable content for you people, because you deserve it. For all that you've done supporting me and other YouTubers who are going through very similar things, like emotionally, and just like very similar decisions as me, because I know a lot of people who are going through very similar things. Thank you. And for those of you looking into the creative industry, do you want to play the game? Because if you don't, that's perfectly fine. But if you do, you can do it. You've got this.